Okay. As I was explaining you, how do we find a body? If you guys can recall, bodies are used for enhancing any standard screen. Suppose, as I said, if you have anything on the standard screen and you want to put a validation that this particular value has to be always defaulted. This thing you can very easily do it through your model pool program or if you have a custom program. But when it comes to standard, you cannot go to the screen layout and change things, make it mandatory or something like that. All that is not allowed in standard things. So that is why the SAP has given us some functionalities that we can use for modifying the standard codes. So what are these? Out of those, body is one method, business add-ins, what you call it. So with which we will get to do some validations on the screen level. So as I explained, like validations, how do we find the body? So if you see, if you remember, I think AC 19 we go. No, it's AC 18 slash and AC 18. Okay, so we go to no, okay, sorry. Slash and AC 24 we have to go. And object type will give CL exit handler. This is to find the bodies. And inside this instance method, go inside this get instance method and put your debugger. Okay, as we did the last session. So what you have to do, you're just finding where exactly you want to do or what you are finding of that particular body for any particular screens. Now I'll go and run some T code XD01. This T code is used to create customers. Okay, so what time do once you keep a debugger, you have to run your T code without opening any screen, even if you without clicking on anything. If you click on this button also here, it will trigger that your body will not capture. Immediately after this, you have to only do x/o xd01. I've done it. So see, I have come into my debugger. Double click on this exit name. So if you see, we are getting this data. So this customer add data is the body name. So I can use for T code XD01. And this will differ from T code to T code. If you have entered ME23 and you would have got something different. If ME2051 and there would be some difference. VA01 there will be some different. So these are the bodies are referred to that particular screens. It won't be same all the time. It depends on the screen levels, like what are the T codes that we are using for. So suppose you have this body customer add data. Now I have got again to F8. You will get again customer address screen change, right? Again you'll get body layer. Again you will get one more address subscreen. Again, if I click F8, it will take you to UKM R3 activate. Like these, we won't have it. And now it is opening the screen of XD01. So this is your XD01 screen. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just remove this exit handler. See, even if I click on that debugger, it is taking me to that debug. So if you want to, breakpoint could not be deleted. So now it is deleted. I'll just go back from here. Okay, so let me just delete from here F8. So that's why I say don't do anything once you put a debugger, just directly hit your transaction code. So now what I do, I got some bodies like, so what were those? Let me just note it down. So there was one body like customer add data, right? And there was one more customer address something change, or one more was customer address screen or subscreen was there, right? Address, yeah, BAPI layer was there also there, subscreen. Now there was only body layer was also there. Okay. So out of all these, now you have to take a decision which body should be used. Again, when I say XD01 T code, this T code is used for creating customers. But when I tell you about customers, customers will have a slash and XD01. I'll just show you how that T code works. So this is the T code. This is the customer creation script. So again, when I say customer has to be created through XD01, there will be so many data, so much of data for customers, right? The customers will have addresses, customers will have emails, email IDs, customer will have communication data, customers will have vendor data, customers will have billing data, right? So baddies will differ for each different task. So first is the body which is relevant to customer creation, because the name only you can make it. It is triggered first. That means this is for create, while this will trigger while creating customer, because the name is add data. So we are adding data. But when you see this address, this is, we can at least say that this is something related to addresses, right? While creating address, while
Yes.
creating address. And the third one is also maybe related to address, right? And the last one, body layer, this is something like not relevant to us generally. So these type of bodies with a trigger when we say, so suppose I have come to this T code and I just closed it. So at the end of that T code, it might trigger, which is of no use, right? So they trigger in sequence. The end one we don't want. Why? We just want in a while creation. So I just want to create a very basic validation that, see this here, customer, let me just use this customer add data. Okay, sorry. Customer, I'll copy this, and what you have to do, go to slash and SE19. Okay, so here you have to do a go to classic body. So this is your create implementation. This is your edit implementation. So for I am doing it for the first time. So that's why what I'll do, I'll put my body here and I'll click on create implementation. So you are creating, what does, these are all the steps to go to that particular program where you will write a validation for creating customers. Okay. Don't get confused that how is this related to the creating customers. These are the steps. It's like creating program in AC38. So you are just in the process of going to inside AC38 program, right? So these are the processes. So let me just create, you will have to give a Z name here. ZZ something implementation XT01 customer.
That customer add data is there in that only, no? But yes, implementation.
The implementation you have to create. Implementation customer.
Implementation is other part, and that
Yes,
is
now you got the body name itself. See, it's like function module मिल गया आपको, function module use करना है अभी.
okay.
Remember function module we
Yes.
used to call in our program. You
Yes.
cannot directly go use function module just like that in AC37. So it is
Yes.
something like that. We got the name of the function module. We are now using it.
Okay.
Correct? So
Yes.
to use, we have some steps which I'm doing it now. You have to come to AC19, click on this classic body, because first time whenever you creating, you have to click on classic body. Once you create Z implementation and you can go to this direct implementation. So click on classic body implementation. You can directly give here above ZZIMPL customer add. And display you make changes anything. So I'll just click on OK. So it has created some value. So now some description you can give anything. Implementation for body customer add data. Okay. So interface, I'll do nothing here. I'll just save on this. Okay. Save and local object. Okay. Once you save, you will see that it is showing me to create a enhancement spot. So suppose this is also was created by me, and let me just create one more. So here also you have to create one more enhancement implementation. So what I'll give something I like ZZIMPL, something like customer add. I'll make a same name, but customer add new. Okay. So let me copy this and description, enhancement, anything you can give. And here also you can give the same. So don't give it here anything. Activate. Okay, now it has been created. Select this row and click on OK. Okay, so this implementation now was saved. Now just click on activate here. Okay, body implementation has been activated. So again, I forgot to inform you one thing. So once you get these baddies, right? So once you get the first step, what you have to do here is before you create any implementation, go to this SE18T code. Okay, click this body and customer add data, open it, display it. You have to see these three video button. Whenever this is within SAP, that means it is only SAP used baddie. You cannot use it or you cannot make any changes for it. So whenever there is multiple use, only then you can use it. And if it is any filter dependent, that is also only for SAP. Only when this is on multiple use, you can use it. You can use that implementation. Clear? So once you check that, because if you see, I'll go, we have some customer related, some PO related baddies. These are also baddies. When you open this, there is like, if you see within SAP is also not checked, multiple use is also not checked, filter dependent is also not checked. So ideally, if nothing is checked, then also you cannot use it. Only if multiple is checked, you can use it. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so because our customer add data was you set for multiple use, we are using it. So if you see customer add data, it is checked for multiple use. That means there is sometimes there will be one more checkbox like single implementation. So that means that kabaddi will be used for only one time implementation. If you see in here, if you see that whenever I executed my implementation, there were so many things, implementations already, or you can just go to here, overview. Otherwise, let me just see here. Go back here and click on enhancement implementation, click on overview. These are all the implementations that are already created before. See, these many implementation. All ZZZR are customs. And these are all standard ones. If these are all standard ones, don't touch it, don't open it, anything. So these are from here, there is all customs. So if it is multiple, that is why we have created so many. If it is of single use, then Z enhancement can be only once. If anyone has already created an implementation for that body, you cannot use it anymore. You cannot create one more for yourself. Understood? So that is a single use body. So that will also be the case sometimes. So in our case, we have it. That is why I was finding it so many. Like I was not able to get that particular party which is of multiple also and not already used also. So this is how we create an implementation for body. Now if you see inside a body, there are so many methods here. So what is a method? Like methods as in every step of creating a customer. User inputs, build text change, check all data, save data. These are all the steps while creating your customer that comes, which you can use. Like suppose if I say save data means this will trigger while saving your data. Check data change. This will trigger when you click on this check button on that XD01 people. And this will trigger on this again. If you see check all data and check data change, what is the difference? Check all data, that means whatever that there in the screen that will check. But here check the data change means if you have particular data that you're making changes, right? So you have already created a customer. Now you are just changing the name of the customer. Then the name for if you change only name, that time it will trigger. It will trigger, right? So initial add-on data. So whenever initialize add-on data, whenever you open that screen, that will trigger. Read add-on data. So these are all like multiple steps while creating, you get it, right? So let me make quickly do one thing. I am gonna trigger this save data. I'm gonna say that my body should, my breakpoint should, no, I'll keep a breakpoint. I won't do anything. Let me just see this will trigger to me or not. I just activate it. Okay. So once you activate, you always go see that your body, complete body also should be activated. See? If I click down here, it should be activated all the time. Okay. So now I'll go to XD01 table slash n XD01. Okay. I am gonna, so now I am in a T code for creating customers. You know what all you have to do here. So I don't want to give everything. I don't have anything, but if you see here, there is a reference. This means what? If whatever customer is already created now, you are just copying that data from that customer. So I'll give this customer. It is there already in KNA1 table. If you remember, KNA1 is a table for customers. Okay, so I'll just click this OK. Then all the data from this will copy to our new customer, and it will give a new customer number. Account group customer user did not exist. Account. Okay. So it is showing that this uses an external number in. So that what is that means? Then I have to give the at least customer number I have to give. So how can I give? So what did I do? If you see here, for this particular account group. So what are they, what error did I get for this particular account group? Whatever is there 29 का account group है ना, उसका number हमको externally देना पड़ेगा. That is what the message I got. So what I'm giving, I have to give a number which is already not created now. So that's why what did I do? I came to table KNA1 and descending sort किया. So I can take after this, I can take any value. So but to avoid anything, I'm just taking this value and I'll make it as 3. Because 3 is not created. I'll do 3 here. Okay. It is not found. So now I'll copy. Customers already. Okay. No, did not change a lot. Okay. See, I have come into the inside screen. Now there are some mandatory things you have to give. So anything you can give, any doctor, name, ABC, or give, and search term. Search term you can copy from the table. So double click on this. What is search term? PPUS is the search term. And with this one postal code city is the Seattle. This is everything. Only whatever the checked mandatory things are there, I have done it. Okay. Now I don't have any errors. So now I'll just click on the save button. Okay, let me just click on save button. Check all data must be answered. Click on okay. 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 See, now your debugger has triggered. See, that means your
Yes.
whatever body that you found is correct.
Okay.
Getting it? Now you can put anything like any validation you can put it here. See, Kunnar, this is the value that you created, right? So you have got it. Okay. You got it? So any validation now you want to give on the screen
Yes.
level. Suppose we go to, I am not doing anything on the debugger. Let me just click on effect and finish it. Okay. So I'll let you go to that screen. It's wrong. I think created. It has all account has been created. So now you can check whether it is created or not. Okay, maybe this comes whenever there is a refresh of data. Let me copy this one. So I'll go back. What I'll do, I'll go to my Kunnar, control F Kunnar. I'll put my customer here and make it as screen. So open it. Let's see, it has been created successfully. If you go see when is the date and time created, see I can just check here below. Today's date will be shown by my ID. You can search. See. Here. So this is how bodies are used. So first you have to find that generally, to be frank, I am also an ABAP developer. I'm also, but sometimes the first thing whatever we do is whenever we want to do an enhancement, we first find the bodies. First thing is we find it in Google. Then we go for CL exit handler. Because what happens is CL exit handler is, it is the best way. It is the only way which gives you correct results. But again, you will get multiple bodies there. Depending upon all your bodies, you have to make your decisions. Everybody, sometimes it happens like all the bodies are related to single screen only. You'll have to see what particular body is relevant to that particular task that you are doing inside your creation code also. So this takes some time. So generally you will have, so anything you want to search, you first go to Google it. So there might be some blogs, they'll definitely say that this particular body works for this thing. So then you can check using that. This is the standard way that we follow. But like I said, always there is a shortcut. But even if you don't find in the blog which is not satisfactory results, then of course you can go for this. Any doubts here? This is during save data. Let me just go check and check all data. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just keep my breakpoint here. Let's add one validation also for your convenience. Okay, so now I'll do the same process here. I'm gonna copy it from here. I'll create a fourth. I'll create on fourth. Okay, click enter. So I'm just giving doctor something, 20 minutes, search down after the same. Let me get the same search term, same this thing. Okay. So now let me just click on check. What is this check? Check address. See, if you see in your body, Here also you had an option like check only address data, check only change data. And below, I think there is also a check for address data, account number it is there. Then there is also check, I saw, or add on active, that is different. So if you see this check is not for us, but check all data, where is that button for checking all data? Okay, I think let me just click, I don't think this will be there. Everything is good, but edit, customer, and go to next page, enhancements. There is any, some more data if you want to give, you can give and check that one. So let me just go to the next here, display next page. So here if you want, there is nothing mandatory, so I am not giving it. So you want to save data first? No. Okay, I think it did not create that value. And you want to check on, okay, check this, anything. Search time is the same and see after. Okay, so there is also these buttons here. So some more details you can enter if you want, because those are not mandatory, I'm not doing it. Okay, so this is also, there are some more, but where is this check button? See, so check all data is also triggering while saving only. Got it? So generally, then save is the best way or check is also best way. So what I can do, let me just see what all data I have it here. Go to desktop 3. Hmm. So these are all values I have at what. So suppose I want to keep a validation that the drop down I selected, right? That is some doctor or company. See this ANRED. ANRED should be always Mr. Right? So what I can do? I can write a code here. So let me just go to this check all. Where was that? Check all. Let me go to that particular check all data where I have put a breakpoint. What I'll do now, I'll see you can only use these work areas and tables only. So now you have to do says KNA1 ka ANRAD is not equal to, or if condition you can do, if condition, I'll put an end it. So in if condition is not equal to, suppose that value, this is company. If it is not equal to company, let me just throw an error. Okay, I'll give it as company, right? So I'll give it as message customer is not a no customer should be a company. Type E I can give, right? So this I give a message. So let's just see this message will come or not. Okay, now this is done. So let me finish this one. Okay. Okay, let me do one more thing. I'll create 5 now. Please give your name. Okay. What I'll do, I'll give something different. Okay, I'll click on save. Enter, enter. Now your debugger has come. Okay. Now you have checked with your data. So now I'll go to here. First it will check. We did not add this, right? We have kept it company. So this satisfies and selects our message and I'll just click on FXC. Customer should be a company, which is our generated error. Very good. I will quickly remove this because this will trigger for everybody, whoever using HTTP. I don't want to do that. Okay. This is how bodies work, right? So I'm typically in the comment so that you can refer it back. So generally, every time you make anything for testing, whatever you're doing, always try, analyze, work on, and always keep it commented. Okay.
Yes.
So clear. So you can try yourself, but not for all the T codes, whatever available. Just very, very careful choosing your T codes and choosing your guidance. Okay. Any doubt?
Not now.
Of course, you will get any topics. Along with this, please practice many things we discussed because we are not left with much of the topics now. I think bodies we have one we have in user exits and customer exits. After that, there is smartphones and it's summary. That's it. Keep practicing, understand, and your this system access also will help you.
Okay.
Until you have this practice. So are we clear with this today topic? Please practice on it. Any
Yes.
doubts you have? Cool then. Let me
Yes.
stop the recording. Thank you for joining this.